Good day, everyone. Today we'll be discussing about GREE, commercial air conditioning and refrigeration. Why specify GREE commercial air conditioning and refrigeration system? The content will be split type AC ductless, big duct AC unit, multi-split system, GMB system, chillers, terminal, which is for chilled water air handling unit and fan coil unit, the GREE heat pump application, GREE water cooled, solar hybrid AC, GREE refrigeration, GREE controllers, and GREE fresh air processing unit. For the split type AC ductless unit, we have the UMatch with range from 1 TR to 5 TR, and the refrigerant available is R410 and R32. R32 is a single composition refrigerant, and it has a one-third lower global warming potential as compared to 410A. Lifetime in atmosphere is shorter, about 4 to 9 years. And the ozone depletion potential is zero, and it is non-toxic. Difference of indoor units. For ceiling concealed, it's possible for duct application but has a limitation on the length because of limited external static pressure. Cassette applicable for BPO or residential. Ceiling suspended applicable for coffee shop due to ease of maintenance. And maximum distance between indoor unit and outdoor unit is 15 meters. For the inverter floor standing, which is a 10 HP, I believe it's a 28 kilowatt and about 4,000 cmh. You can do an outdoor unit with a height of up to an elevation of 30 meters from its indoor unit. The maximum pipe length is about 70 meters. The design limitation for this type of unit is the unit mounted controller is not possible for BMS interface. For the part 2, the big duct AC unit, which is an inverter unit, the capacity ranges from 20 to 60 kilowatt, and the rated ESP, you can connect, I think, ductwork for this is up to 120 Pascal. And when you're specifying for 40 kilowatt, remember that the outdoor unit for that is 2. The same thing with 60 kilowatt. And for the rated ESP for the 40 and 60 kilowatt, it's higher. It can go for 250 Pascal. And the other one is 160 Pascal. So the application is for, you can use fabric duct or Klimaber duct or the GI ductwork standard. And you'll see this in Gateway Supermarket, I believe. The limitations, like what I have mentioned, 120 Pascal to 250 Pascal, using a wired controller when you want to adjust the external static pressure. The refrigerant piping is 30 to 50 meters, depends on the capacity. For the multi-split, the pre-match, this becomes famous in 2003, and it is an advent for the VRF system. And you can connect up to 5 units, no, of different indoor unit configuration. And the issue for this type of pre-match is you have too many piping distribution to install. And experientially, during 100% operation of the outdoor unit, the delivery of cooling on the indoor units is only about 80%. It's currently limited to R410A refrigerant. Things to remember for indoor units: wall-mounted, ceiling cassette, ceiling suspended are all free blow and cannot be ducted. Ceiling concealed, indoor unit, this one, limited up to 30 Pascal. So you have to design it properly so uh, you won't restrict the airflow. For the super pre-match, some trivia question: is outdoor unit capacity higher than indoor unit allowed? Yes. Is indoor unit capacity higher than outdoor unit? Is it allowed? No. Group controller? Yes, possible. Distribution piping limited to 50 meters. Outdoor unit has pre-charged refrigerant? Yes. So you can connect for the super primas up to 9 indoor units because and it's coming with DC inverter, both indoor and outdoor. So for the super pre-match, you can use all these indoor unit model configuration. For the part 4, the GMB6, GMB-CP, and GMB photovoltaic. For the GMB, the next generation GRI multi-VRF system, it ranges from 8 horsepower up to 96 horsepower in modular configuration. And you can connect up to 100 indoor unit per system. Please note, when you want us to provide a design for copper tube piping layout for your VRF system, all our VRF designs shall consider to be simulated first on the VRF software for analysis and for proper sizing and matching of capacity. I think there is a BOQ that will be given as well once simulation is completed. The maximum height difference between indoor and outdoor unit is 90 meters. And the maximum difference between indoor units is 30 meters. For one-way cassette and two-way cassette, I believe these are all pre-ordered. And for the ceiling concealed, this is a high static duct type unit. And the ESP that you can consider if you're specifying it is about 60 to 200 Pascal. And ceiling cassette, when you design for that, you should always consider, or you specify for that, you should always consider proper bend pipe for the drain. For the indoor unit, you can use pre-blow unit, wall-mounted console, floor ceiling, or the 360 discharge, air discharge, ceiling cassette. And you can also use floor standing, ceiling concealed on the floor, and you can connect also the pressure processing indoor unit. AHU kit, you normally use this for large capacity air handling unit that uses direct expansion. For the GMB CP, its CP stands for corrosion protection. This will require VRF software simulation if you want us to run it for you. Exhaust duct or discharge duct, the ESP for the of the unit is up to 120 Pascal, and this type of unit normally is applicable for coastal or resorts, those installations that are near the sea area. GMB6 photovoltaic, the capacity ranges from 8 to 64 HP. if you see the schematics, actually uh, the GMB 6 PBBRF can run on both utility grid and from photovoltaic arrays. And you can also use a battery storage to run the system. And if you're not using the outdoor unit, the PBBRF, your battery can be charged directly by the PBRAs. These are all the configuration: 8 to 12, 14 to 16, 18, and 64 HP. Project reference for GMB6 PBBRF. Actually, we use this for Japanese restaurant in Sunlight Ecotourism Resort, in some hotel and uh, residential complex and mosque in Saudi Arabia. For the latest GMB, which is the X, we call it GMBX. You can do a combination of up to 128 horsepower. It has a new high efficiency scroll compressor. The efficient scroll compressor adopts superior high pressure cavity design without inhalation and overheating loss, and can achieve up to 0 to 390 Hz speed adjustment. That's about 6.5 times the normal frequency of the motor, which is 60 Hz. And the exhaust pulse inhibitory structure to reduce the noise and for quiet operation. It has a high-strength asymmetric line which adapt the high-strength asymmetric line to effectively reduce the loss of air inhalation and air exhaust for improving the volumetric efficiency of the system during compression. For the floating, it has a floating back pressure step-by-step axial sealing which automatically adjusts the seal with the working condition, realizing efficient compression under the whole working condition. It uses a low modal rotor bearing to support structure for low noise operation under 10 to 130 revolution per second wide rotating speed range. And it has a high convex ratio design for the new high efficiency magnetic reluctance motor with multi-layer magnetic barrier structure, which is stronger than ordinary DC inverter motor with strong magnetic ability and high efficiency. It also uses a high reliable permanent magnet as it adopts permanent magnet with positive coercivity coefficient. Its resistance to demagnetization increases with the temperature rise. It's suitable for high temperature and high pressure environment. So for the new generation of high efficiency system design, EER has increased by 10% over the previous generation. Now let's go on the part 5, which is the chiller. There is some 2020 DOE guideline that was released by Department of Energy. If you're using chiller, the number of chillers and water chiller in the guidelines stipulated in Table 8. So if you're using less than 300 tons, you can use one chiller. If it's 300 to less than 600 tons, you can size equally. You can use 2 units and size equally. If it's greater than 600 tons, 2 minimum chillers should be used, added so that no chiller is larger than 800 tons, all size equally distributed. No. For the independent chiller fan capacity, electric type chiller is if it's less than 100 tons, you use scroll. No. If it's 100 tons to 600 tons, you use screw chiller. If it's more than 600 tons, you use centrifugal chiller. Another 2020 DOE guideline and under table 22, which is the minimum performance rating of various air conditioning system. I believe this is for the unitary screw chillers and centrifugal chillers. I believe for the chillers about 0.58 kilowatt per ton, the lowest that DOE is specifying. For the application on the air-cooled scroll chiller, actually air-cooled chiller do not comply to the standard ASHRAE standard in terms of efficiency if you look at the nameplate. No? But if you design it properly, uh, it will give you a lower kilowatt per ton system efficiency. Application is it can be used for typical office, BPO, small hotels, residential project, or condo hotels. The LSQ 160, LXU 160 or the 160 kilowatt, and this has been installed in reruns and they use the design is 12 units, but on a daily basis they only use uh, 2 to 3 units to support 8,624 square meter of leasable area. For the air-cooled screw chiller, it's a AHRI certified chiller. It uses a R134A refrigerant and the ER is up to 3.39. This unit, we installed this in uh, Bicol International Airport, I believe. We helped that group to complete the chiller design as well as the installation. It's ASHRAE certified, compliant to standard testing compliant to standard testing standards, applicable for hotel with capacity of 500 TR and below. It can handle cooling load as low as 12.5%. It has a multiple compressor and it is BMS ready controller. Building owners will need to provide high-level interface controller to connect to RS-485 controllers of the units. For the inverter water-cooled screw chiller, there's the available capacity is from 100 TR to 600 TR. Same refrigerant R134A, and it is available in inverter water configuration. This will require cooling tower design to operate at 31.1 degrees C and 36 degrees C condenser water outlet and inlet temperature. This can handle up to 12.5% lower cooling capacity, and the chiller is equipped with phase loss protection. For the centrifugal chiller, we have a high efficiency centrifugal chiller or the basic series. It's application for large mall with capacity requirement of 500 TR and below, 500 TR and above. The best efficiency for this type of chiller, it's just about 0.54 kilowatt per ton to 0.57 kilowatt per ton. This one, since it's water cooled, will require cooling tower. For the permanent magnet synchronous inverter series, its range is from 250 TR to 3000 TR, and it's a direct driven DC inverter uh, centrifugal chiller, all DC inverter, and it uses a 134A refrigerant, which can provide you 40% energy savings. For the magnetic bearing inverter series, the efficiency in kilowatt per ton, when you check the catalog of Gree, when I check it, I noticed that based on 1000 TR cooling capacity, the kilowatt per ton is 0.505, which is a good indicator of better efficiency of centrifugal chiller. Chiller unit is AHRI certified, fully compliant, available in 380 volts and 10,000 volts. So if you want to save on electrical, first cost on electrical when you're building a commercial mall, better use 10,000 volts. In power plant mall, we use 4,160 volts for the chillers. So we save on the electrical. Higher efficiency is about 5 to 6% improvement. Available in dual compressor units, and it uses semi-hermetic compressor. Maximum subcooling is 5 degrees C for condenser, and the controller uses 24-volt DC. For the photovoltaic direct-driven inverter series, which we have installed in Unitap Dasmariñas, 3 units of 600 TR PV chiller, it's already operational. And also in Unitap Lapu-Lapu, 2 units of 300 TR, it's also operational. And I complete already. I designed for Unitap General Trias, 3 units of 300 TR to be built. No? Gree is only one who has this type of chiller, which is the photovoltaic direct-driven inverter centrifugal chiller. So it can run simultaneously with the utility grid as well as with solar panel. And the connection is directly connected on the chiller. But the requirement for this one, when we completed the Dasmariñas and the Lapu-Lapu, the chiller that was given available in terms of voltage capacity is only 340 volts. So you need to have a transformer when you want to use a PV chiller for your mall. It is composed of 4 parts: the photovoltaic system, inverter centrifugal chiller, power generation and consumption is integrated system with PV microgrid. I think the switching mode is about within 10 milliseconds. It has a HVAC group control, and the working principle is by utilizing a PV electric current to directly drive the centrifugal chiller, and by distributing power through the power generation and consumption integrated system, the utilization ratio of PV power is up to 99%. Besides, system efficiency is improved by 6 to 8% or higher than that of the solution combining grid-connected PV and air conditioning system. Remember, for grid-connected unit or solar panel, I think you can only give to the grid up to 100 kilowatt as mandated by law. For the terminal or the chilled water AHU and fan coil unit, I think it's just a similar arrangement. Concealed type, cassette, floor ceiling, and wall mounted. Although the ceiling concealed type, the external static pressure is only available to about 30 to 70 Pascal. And the rest are all for pre-blow application in cassette, floor ceiling, and wall mounted. For the air handling unit, the ESP, if you want to buy an AHU with Gree, the ESP available is from 250 Pascal to 1200 Pascal for large AHU. It can come with double skin enclosure, and it uses a corrugated fins with hydrophilic coatings, and it is equipped with anti-cold bridge design for air tightness, and it is available in rows of 3, 4, and 6. For the GMB heat pump, I think it's an application. So you can use GMB heat pump to produce hot water for your occupant. No? So you can use this for hotel. No? Application for centralized water heating such as hotel and residential will produce both heating and cooling simultaneously. So if you don't want to waste those cooling while you're using the condenser to heat your water system, you can use it for the lobby or for the parking. So you can cool down those spaces. For the GMB water cooled, I think the available GMB water cooled condensing unit is only ranges from 6, 8, and 10 tons. No? And the power is 230 volts, 3-phase, 60 Hz. This one will require cooling tower and with entering in living temperature of 31 and 36 degrees C, outlet and inlet temperature. And this will require piping distribution or copper piping distribution for wall mounted, ceiling cassette, or ceiling concealed. For the solar hybrid AC, uh, so why you want to choose a solar hybrid AC? Because it naturally harnesses solar energy. It can provide additional energy saving approximately 3 to 6%. So for commercial application like for the chiller, the additional energy savings about 6 to 8. For residential, this is about 3 to 6%. And it automatically pulls energy direct from solar or from the grid using GRI patented solar inverter technology. So are the available product specification, 1.5 TR to 1.7. For the GRI refrigeration, uh, so if you have wine cellar, I think this GRI refrigeration can be used because if it's a wine cellar, normally you use about up to 13 degrees C uh, ambient temperature. So this cold storage refrigeration is very useful for that. Remember the refrigerant that we're using, if it's a refrigeration system, is R404, 448, and 449. Actually, if you want to buy a outdoor unit with GRI, it's possible, and then you can match other indoor unit available locally in your place of operation. For the GRI controller, which is the last one, there is a matching controller for each uh, different type of AC configuration, from chiller, water-cooled chiller to air-cooled chiller to inverter modular, air-cooled chiller to inverter mini chiller and heat pump. And for the indoor unit, there is a matching remote controller. You use this optoelectronic isolated converter or signal multiplier if you want to control your system remotely. So let's go on the last part, which is the part 12, which is the fresh air processing unit. We know that the composition of air, uh, it's the nitrogen is 78.1%, Oxygen is 20.9%. So if you compute, and the rest are other gases as argon, neon, helium, methane, krypton. No? And so if you're using a design criteria for a breathing zone of about 20 CFM per person, and the air is composed of nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, and other gases, uh, you can compute actually the right amount of oxygen that your brain and your body needs. Because if you do inhale excessive oxygen, it can damage your brain. So you can compute it's only about 1.98 liters per second. So we have an available fresh air processing unit with different airflow volume of 294 CFM, 471 CFM, 589 CFM. These are good for 15 packs, 24 packs, and 30 packs. There is also an ERB with DX coil. You can order this one with GRI. And if you want to consider the ASHRAE standards for minimum ventilation rate, you can check it from different, if you're designing for different facilities such as correctional facilities, educational facilities, food and beverage, a general area, motel, resorts, and dormitories, uh, office buildings, sports facilities, no? Public assembly spaces, residential and retail, and sports and entertainment arena. You can use this criteria so you'll be able to design properly for the fresh air requirement of your space, and then you can use the available GRI fresh air processing unit. So that would be all, and thank you very much. I hope you were able to gain few learnings how to specify GRI commercial air conditioning and refrigeration system. Feel free to email us your requests, uh, so we can assign a sales engineer to support you, and we are here to complete your requirement in terms of design, uh, installation, testing, and commissioning. Thank you very much, and God bless.